This is City National Bank. The Justice Department filed a complaint against the bank because the financial institution did not provide mortgage loans to Black and Hispanic people. According to the DOJ, City National Bank has been redlining. Redlining is an illegal practice in which lenders avoid providing credit services to individuals living in communities of color because of race, color, or national origin of the residents in those communities. The complaint reads that from 2017 through 2020, City National redlined majority Black and Hispanic neighborhoods in Los Angeles County. Neil, how does the DOJ know? Banks must maintain, report, and disclose loan level information about mortgages pursuant to the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act, aka HMDA. The law lets public officials determine whether banks are helping its communities obtain housing. If banks are discriminating against anybody, HMDA data lets us know. The complaint reads the following. City National received 8,593 HMDA reportable mortgage loan applications within the Los Angeles MD or Metropolitan Division from 2017 through 2020. Of those applications, 8% came from residents of majority Black and Hispanic census tracts. By contrast, during the same time period, City National's peers generated 46% of their applications from majority Black and census tracts. That's a 38-point delta. If your credit dropped 38 points, you're not getting up in that Tesla unless you're paying crazy interest at around what? 38%? For example, in 2019, 9% of City National's mortgage applications came from residents of majority Black and Hispanic tracts, while City National's peers generated 47% of their applications from such tracts. Similarly, in 2020, while City National generated 7% of its applications from majority Black and Hispanic tracts, its peers generated 41% of their loans from those neighborhoods. And the discrimination does not stop there. To top it off, the financial institution actively discouraged residents in these areas from obtaining mortgage loans. What are you going to do with a house, Jacinto? You can't pay me back with empanadas, fajitas, or guacamole. Go sell like 1 million of those, then run it back. And bring a few for my coon dogs. And while they were slamming the door in the faces of Blacks and Hispanics, other banks received 6 times as many applications from majority Black and Hispanic neighborhoods in Los Angeles County as City National did each year. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A multiplier for each of Michael Jordan's rings. Here's why. City National only opened up 1 branch in a majority Black and Hispanic neighborhood in the past 20 years, despite having opened or acquired 11 branches during that time period. In June of 2017, the bank tried to game the Los Angeles African American and Latino community, opening up shop in Crenshaw. 71.3% of Crenshaw residents are Black. 17.3% are Latino. And unlike its branches in majority white areas, do you want to know how many employees City National assigned to generate mortgage loan applications at that branch? 0. Nobody was taking loan apps at Crenshaw. So Jamal and Fernanda, here's a bank. Give us all your money, but forget about getting any money to buy a house from us. You'll be just fine renting until you die. Listen, generational wealth is for suckers. Rich or poor, everybody ends up in the same hole. And if $1 an egg is too much for you, I always heard some Purina or Alpo in a tortilla is the bomb. Or for some Caribbean cuisine, dog food, patty, and coca bread. Now, my objective is not to get any of these workers in trouble, but I have told you time and time again, my family is from Barranquilla, Colombia. I am Hispanic, born and raised in Jamaica, Queens, New York City. My family's nationality, nonetheless, only classifies the region or country from which my ancestry originates right before my family migrated to the United States. My race is Black, Native American, and white. My ancestors are from Africa, Spain, and the Americas, the originals, thoroughbred, baby. And I will do everything in my power to guard the well-being of the people the true and living God has assigned to me, my people. If there is an obstacle that blocks my people from building generational wealth that is their God-given right, I will fight to slam it out of the way with the last drop of my blood. This lack of mortgage lending is City National Bank upper management's fault. But lo and behold, the Crenshaw CNB squad. A branch manager, a VP slash senior client manager, assistant VP, and relationship manager. And I think that's it. The report reads, and I quote, "Each national branch offers traditional banking services, including deposits and check cashing. Most branches are staffed with at least 2 or 3, but up to as many as 10 relationship managers who report to the branch manager and are assigned to service the bank's clients who are associated with that branch." Unlike the bank's other branches, the Crenshaw branch is staffed by just one relationship manager. Neither that relationship manager nor anyone else at this branch is charged with increasing mortgage lending in the surrounding community. Citi knew its branches were not serving the credit needs of majority Black and Hispanic communities by generating mortgage applications or originating mortgage loans, but did not take steps to address this failure. Under Chief Executive Officer Russell Goldsmith, the bank failed to staff the branch with anybody that had even a little mortgage servicing experience. According to his own LinkedIn profile, the former branch manager of the Crenshaw branch is a subject matter expert in the areas of business development, networking, business credit, underwriting process innovation, and operational management. In his current role, serves as a senior business consultant, providing coaching and mentoring to increase cash flow operations competency, create small business expansion, and economic pathways for underserved local minority business owners. And listen, I applaud what he's doing for underserved entrepreneurs like ourselves with JP Morgan Chase. However, he's a business consultant. I can't find the word mortgage once in his profile. The client manager has no experience listed in her profile, and the former relationship manager role while at Citi National reads the following: managed small business consumer and SBA portfolio responsible for portfolio growth, product attrition, and adhering to bank risk appetite models, simplified operational processes, and led enterprise transformational projects. He lists nothing for a role as the assistant VP relationship manager in Crenshaw. As for Mr. Goldsmith, the CEO at the time, his grandfather founded Citi National Bank in 1954. By 1978, Mr. Goldsmith was sitting on the Citi National Bank Board of Directors at the age of 27. Mr. Goldsmith's father, Bram Goldsmith, was the Chief Executive Officer for Citi National Bank at the time. 5 years later, Mr. Goldsmith job hopped as CEO for 2 companies, and he even served as Vice Chairman of the San Diego Padres baseball team. Citi National Bank tapped him to be Chief Executive Officer right after his father stepped down in 1995. Mr. Goldsmith also served as the Vice President of the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco for 2 years between 2008 to 2011. Bram Goldsmith, his father, served on the Board of Directors of the Los Angeles branch of the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco from 1981 to 1987. Now, I would not mind if my father opened up every advantage and opportunity the way Mr. Bram Goldsmith provided for his youngest son. I don't knock him for it. God willing, I want to do just as much for my children. Nonetheless, I seriously doubt Mr. Goldsmith has encountered the challenges that millions of Blacks and Latinos face seeking a home loan. My man was probably born with an 800 credit score. To Russell Goldsmith's credit, Citi National Bank's assets went from $3 billion in 1995 when he became CEO to $91 billion at his retirement last February. In 27 years, he more than tripled the workforce and opened over 4 times as many offices nationwide. In 1993, when his father, Bram Goldsmith, was Citi National's chief, the bank handed Frank Sinatra $240,000 cash so the singer could pay his son's kidnappers ransom. They helped Academy Award-winning film producer Jay Weston buy and sell his home and a couple of silver cloud Rolls Royces. Nonetheless, the DOJ's complaint reads the following: until late 2016, Citi National described itself as a commercial bank that made mortgage loans as an accommodation to its commercial, high net worth, and entertainment clients. Citi National only lent out mortgage loans to grow its client relationships with such high net worth people who were already clients of CNB. Let's read on. Until late 2016, Citi National's prudential regulator, the OCC, Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, a division of the U.S. Treasury, considered Citi National to be an accommodation lender, meaning that the bank generally made mortgages available only as an accommodation to its existing client base, and offered mortgage loans ancillary to a larger commercial relationship. Prior to late 2016, the federal government had no problem with City National because the OCC did not classify CNB as a traditional mortgage lender. Hence, they did not have to abide by any laws or regulations that would require the financial institution to provide loans to majority Black or Hispanic populated communities. However, once Royal Bank of Canada bought CNB in 2015, the bank wanted to start lending money for mortgages to a broader market. In early 2017, the bank relinquished its accommodation lender status and began expansion toward a 50-state mortgage platform to gain market share in residential mortgages and establish the bank as a mortgage lender. This bank wanted to lend money to more people who wanted to buy a house, but the bank only did this in neighborhoods where most people are white. The bank did not try to lend money in neighborhoods where most people are Black or Hispanic. Remember, the DOJ substantiates their allegations reporting that the Crenshaw branch had 0 mortgage loan officers on site. The bank mostly provides home loans to the people with whom it has done business and the institution already knows, instead of trying to find new customers who live in neighborhoods where most people are Black or Hispanic. Just as you saw earlier, neither of the management staff assigned to serve the Crenshaw branch had any experience or track record providing mortgage services. The DOJ reports that CNB did not direct or train its relationship managers to market its mortgage lending services to people living in underserved, majority Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. Furthermore, between 2017 and 2020, the bank did not research minority-populated markets or encourage mortgage loan applications in these underserved areas. To resolve these allegations of discriminatory lending practices, City National has agreed to pay out $31 million. One of the 50th largest banks in the country will use this money to relieve impacted individuals and communities. On Thursday, January 12th, 2023, the DOJ filed the proposed consent order in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California, along with the aforementioned complaint. As part of the settlement, CNB will invest at least $29.5 million in a loan subsidy fund for residents of majority Black and Hispanic neighborhoods in Los Angeles County, at least $500,000 for advertising and outreach targeted towards the residents of these neighborhoods, at least $500,000 for consumer financial education program to help increase access to credit for residents, and at least $750,000 for development of community partnerships to provide services that increase access to residential mortgage credit. Open 1 new branch in a majority Black and Hispanic neighborhood and evaluate future opportunities for expansion within Los Angeles County. Ensure at least 4 mortgage loan officers are dedicated to serving majority Black and Hispanic neighborhoods, and employ a full-time community lending manager who will oversee the continued development of lending in majority Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. Conduct a community credit needs assessment, a research-based market study to help identify the needs for financial services for majority Black and Hispanic census tracts within Los Angeles County. City National collaborated with the DOJ to address the redlining accusations. As part of this agreement, City National is broadening its lending services nationwide to provide more access to credit in communities of color. These measures include efforts to expand home ownership opportunities in underrepresented communities through the creation of a residential mortgage special purpose credit program in several states, including but not limited to New York, Georgia, Nevada, and Tennessee. Bank of America also launched a special purpose credit program that helps individuals and families obtain home loans with no down payment or closing costs. In addition, City National plans to initiate a small business lending program to help underrepresented business owners operate and expand their businesses. Watch the video you see on the screen right now so you can learn about funding opportunities for which you qualify.